how to create change from your coaching? What if you could get clients in the right structure? This is what the personal development and society is missing, this piece of the puzzle. And it radically shifts humanity. And you teach you. So you teach your program still to your clients. It is still your method. It's still your style. It's still what you know. We just make sure that you're doing it from the right structure. And when you're doing it from the right structure, you're able to charge more because the client, the customer, the student is getting a bigger return. They're making bigger changes, which means you can charge more. And then we'll teach you how to produce results in groups. And this lowers the time that you have to spend on one-on-one sessions. And this is better for everyone. Because our work here, when we are in the right structure, it is real lasting change that people can make in their lives. Because what we want, it will never happen in the wrong structure. And that is our first bad habit, is that we are in the wrong structure and we don't even know it. I want to show you what this is so that you can see for yourself. And this is such a advanced process that I need your full attention. So if this is not a good time, not a quiet place for you, then find me at another time when it is. You can download this, you can use it another time and come back to it and immerse yourself in this. Because the energy that you give to this is how much you will shift in your life. So who this is for people who are influencing others. They are influencing other people. They are influencing people to bring out the best in others. This could be clients. This could be students. This could be customers. This could be employees. But there is someone that is wanting, that is setting them up, that is leading them, influencing them to be the greatest version of themselves. So this is the greatest potential. This is where we create the greatest potential, opening the space for them to step into. This is what you want. You want this to do that. You want people to learn this, to take this, to show passion and enthusiasm and learn what you are teaching them. But you're not getting the results that you want. You're disappointed in their effort. You're disappointed in your motivation. Your passion has been declining for years. So there you question yourself, your method, your ability, your skill. You know that it worked for you and that it can work for others, but they have to be in the right state. They have to be ambitious enough. They have to want it. Therefore, the obvious problem is the customer, the client, the student, the employee. And it's their willingness or lack of willingness to learn what you share. And this is the whole failure pattern of the personal development self-help industry that is a $40 billion industry that is rapidly growing because it isn't working. And it is because it is built on the wrong structure. When you slow down, you see it everywhere, you can change it. And when we change from this perspective, we make massive change that is fun, that people want to do, that people are excited about. And when we do it together, it's even better. So here's how the how-to hack that works. If you're coaching others to their greatest potential, do it without having to redo your work. Do it without having to pack more sardines into your day. Are you sick and tired of telling everyone the same thing all day long? Are they the problem? It worked for you, but it's not working for them. It's not working for anyone, and everyone is afraid to change it. You're wondering if anyone is even listening to you. And you wonder that there's got to be a better way for rapid change. That's what I'm here for. To share these processes, these transformational processes with you. Going from the simplest to the most complex. From the rapid, massive shift to massive, rapid shifts. Oh, we can't even see. This is very pointed. This is wide open. And everything in between. But I have to build trust with you to get to these big practices. You have to see the changes and experience the difference for yourself. And that is what I'm trying to do, is show you how you can see a new structure, a new choice, and live your life from that. Or make the choice to live from that. So I say the how to know this works. We're going to go through a small process. Yeah. So what won't you allow to happen in your life? Really ask yourself that question. Dig deep. And as you do this, notice your thoughts. Notice your feelings. Slow down and notice what you do. This is our biggest pattern called life. And it's going so fast, we're unaware of it. So what don't you want to happen? What won't you allow? Some people go to broke, homeless, failure. Just think of something that you work really hard so it doesn't happen. This is resistance. If we don't want to look at this, we don't want to, or it feels uncomfortable. And resistance is connected to our fear. And so when this feeling, resistance, comes up, we assume it's fear and we move away from it. There's a big story of where it comes from and why it's one of our patterns. It's just to be aware that we have a choice in this resistance. And with a new choice, we can change this resistance into tension and pull us to what we want. That is what we're in the process right now of. Is as you don't allow these things, you put up all this resistance, all the stories why it won't happen, can't happen. You're bringing forth the emotions and the thinking about it, bringing it into your active experience. And your body doesn't know if it happens out there in the real world or if it happens in your mind. This is your unconscious. And so at this point, accept, allow this to finally happen. Use your imagination and imagine what would happen if you did allow this. You should feel that tension release. Usually out of your stomach. Feel it get lighter. So when you allow it, and when you allow that, you allow that, you see that, you allow it all the way in, you see all the other possibilities that you could have this, how this could be, how it could show up. Just notice all the different possibilities. And as you begin to look up and see it and feel it, you feel that feeling rise up from your stomach and more up and expansive into your chest. And this is in the direction of what you want. And so now you can choose. It's like choose, oh, how do I want to feel about this now? What story do I want to have? What do I say about this? What is obvious about it now? And what do you choose? What do you choose now? Make that choice. And when you do that, then just look back and say, like, remember, try to remember what you were resisting. Is it even there? Notice how it's different. See, this is what makes change difficult, is when you're not allowed to see that other perspective. This is just a very small, impactful exercise, process, example, demonstration of letting go of your pattern. There's many more with rapid changes throughout that. But it's all about getting into a right structure, the right structure, so that we can make all sorts of moves once we've got your resistance in the active experience and change it into tension. And when you can teach this to your clients, they get excited about the change. They see the change and they share the change. And it is your program. It is your process. It is your genius that helps them with this change. We just make sure that you are coming from the correct structure so that you can teach it to them. And that is to know where you're starting. And then the change that you go through, you can immediately bring into your sessions. aim at getting you away from one-on-one sessions and into group sessions. So it not only lowers the cost of your customer, you get more people, make more money, and do less work, have more free time, less one-on-ones, less meetings, letting go of trying to jam it all in there and setting a platform to share your message so that people are getting unexplainable changes working with you. Because when you help them see the right structure, they create the life that they want. That is what the personal development world is missing. We, as coaches, are blaming the people for not doing the work. We say they need to be fixed. They need our help, and they keep throwing money at the personal development world, dissatisfied, frustrated for both parties. So there's got to be a way that it's better. And there is when we pivot to powerful. We are all genius. We are all powerful. We are all creative, and help people go for what they want. It's completely different. And these processes help us get out of our own way, because it is just conditioning of a child that has put these beliefs in our way that create the life that we are living. And when we come from the right structure, meaning from a powerful creator, living a life that we love, listening to our intuition, there's nothing that we can't do. And there's nothing we can't do together. And when we are co-creating, we are bringing out and developing the best, the greatest potential out of everyone. And that is why coaches can practice this, changing their habits so that you can take it back to your clients, so that you have new energy that is multiplying your clients. It's lighting flames in your organization for your passion and for your work again. And it is the change that they make for the direction of what they want, when giving the space, the possibilities, and the ability to be aware of where we're starting. So I want to step into intuition. There's a story I'd like to create here. I want you to feel your intuition. This is quiet your thinking mind, the rational, logic, skeptic, the one that is creating words. And see if you can listen to your heart. Listen to your breath. And imagine you're in no sense, innocence. It's as if you're a child. Playing, joyful. Just put the imagination of joy for this child, for life, for play. What is true for you? Ask what is true. And try and silence and quiet the ego, the critic, the judger. Because the intuition is going to give you a movie, a word, a symbol, a feeling, a movie scene. You may have already had it, and it may come later. This is how it communicates to you. When we allow it. One way that I find to communicate is through body testing. And if you stand up, shoulder width apart, stand up if you can. It's not a good shot at me. Stand up and just feel the balance of your body. Does it feel like it wants to go a direction? Maybe it's just swaying. Now just think of no. Bring no. Where do you feel no? What does it do? Where is your balance? Where does it want to pull you? No. Just to see what you get when you see, hear, no. Notice where it pulls your body. Many people are different and experience it different ways. Most will feel heavy in the stomach and pulled backwards. No. Good. Now try to come out of that into neutral. Try and come into a neutral. And here, go to yes. Yes. Truth. Joy. Yes. Just allow the no to be away and just notice how this is different into a yes. How does it feel different in your body, in your balance? Yes. Truth. Life. Positive. Growth. Where do you feel this? What is it doing to your body? Some people feel it lifting, pulling forward, up in the chest, growing like a balloon, floating. This is your intuition. This is working with this aspect of you I call Sue. Sue was with you from the beginning, from the conception. It is all humanity's information, all of the information passed down from your line that gave the instructions to create you from the very beginning, from the egg and the sperm that came together and Sue, you and Sue are there. So you and Sue are in a car and you're driving through, seeing the development of this egg and sperm, 2 cells into 4, and they just continue to multiply. And all of a sudden, after 6 weeks, you see this heart beating. There's the heart. You start to see the connection, the 3 layers of our skin, our nervous system, and in our intestines and our lungs as the development. The 3rd trimester, we get a new passenger in the car. So there's you're driving today from all your experiences today. You're driving through seeing this as a tourist with Sue, who is your intuition, is your genius, is your information to all source. And now we just picked up Bob. Bob sits in the back seat, and the only time that you see Bob is when you look in the rear view mirror. When you look to the past, Bob is always there. Bob is our unconscious, our subconscious. He is responsible for everything that we are not paying attention to that keeps us alive. That is a lot. Let's say 1,000,000 times more powerful, stronger than just our conscious mind alone. It runs everything in our body. And this is Bob. Bob is also part of the car, but Bob, is like, he likes to be in control. Bob likes to be on the gas and the brake. And so he's the one that controls and the steering wheel. Even though you think you're driving, Bob is ultimately at control. And what Bob cares about the most is that you survive, that you're safe. And things that have happened, because Bob has a wonderful memory, he does not forget a thing. Anything that has happened in the past that was not safe, you will never do again. Now, what's beautiful about Bob is Bob does not communicate with ego. Ego shows up about age 2, is when ego can start to put words together. And so Bob and ego begin to work, and ego never sees Sue, because Sue would never, he would never believe that Sue is there, because Sue is everywhere. And so ego can't see it. And so ego just learns these words and begins to learn from the structures that are there, from the environment, from the people that are all the way around. And we learn, like ego learns how to survive in the world. And that really what's happening is Bob is teaching ego how to do this. Yeah. And then ego eventually wants to fight and go do its own thing, get away from the family structure, all of these things. And eventually ego will want to drive the car, and you and ego will be fighting back and forth for who controls the car. But what happens is that Sue can always talk with Bob and tell Bob, this is where we're going, this is what we want, because your ego and Sue, even though they don't know each other, they both want the same thing. They both want joy, to experience, to enjoy what we have. That is what they both want. Bob does not want that. But Bob will get on board when the superconscious can help say, look, there is a new perspective to be looking at around this choice. So much of our resistance is just trapped emotions that happened in the event, because we are just energy in motion. And in that moment, we said that that is the way that it was. And most of it we said when we were a child. Individualization, this is our wounding. The ego comes in to protect us. And what we find is that we go through this resistance, letting go of it to find what we want. This is the human journey. This is the journey that we are all on. And we can find that from the right structure, which is different. It is uncomfortable. And it starts with what you want. Or you can be in the wrong structure, and in the wrong structure because it's based on fear. There's something out there that's bigger than I am, and it's going to get me. Yeah, we're avoiding anything that we're avoiding. We don't want to come in contact with. We want to stay away from it. And so that anything that's familiar, safe, entertaining is working from a problem orientation, from a wrong structure. So the aim is like when you're in the right structure, you say, what do I want? What do I really want here? How do I really want this to be? And what it does is it opens up your possibilities for how you can create it. And then say, what do I want now? And then see what's in the way. Remove the resistance, turn the resistance into tension to pull you towards what you want. This is called a magnetic alignment, lining up your emotions, lining up your thoughts, lining them up with your creation so that you can go for what you want. You can go into flow. You can be into flow, on-demand flow, so that you can have what you want. And there's Oh, we're talking about that, like teaching, giving away. Part of the program here is to teach you 11 of these transformational processes that when you do them in groups, like we're doing here, people get massive changes if they invest the energy. If you invested the energy. See, there's a belief out there that people have to be live to get the information. They don't feel it's as valuable if the recording, if they listen to the recording. And that is such BS. The information is information. It's always there. Use it. Use it at double time the speed when you listen to it. That's the advantage afterwards. You can do it on your time. It still works. It works when you engage with it, whether that's live or on a recording. Just notice how you're different, how you react, your pattern, how you orient differently to a recording versus a live call, and why. This is what coaches, this is what influencers, this is what people look for, is to see where we're limiting ourselves, even where I'm limiting myself, where you're limiting yourself, and helping us see that there's potential beyond that. That is the joy. That is the fun in the exploration, in the journey, in getting there. And when we know how to change, when we know what change exists and how to do it and how to do it rapidly, it just makes everything so much better. So that was into intuition. That was connecting to your truer self. We can't, I say we don't stay in that all the time. This is Sue. This is information to all. But what we do is we go up, see what information is there, and bring it back in. And what we're doing is allowing the unconscious, which is just the autopilot of your patterns, to see new perspectives so that it can shift what's in the way, what's keeping us from that, what is having that as a belief. And when you can do that for all the things that are keeping you from what you want, change is amazing. It's massive. It's rapid. It doesn't look the way we think it is. And I did series on creation doesn't have room for expectations. Oh, fuck. That is a tough one to swallow. Resistance to it. But we're around like a friend of mine, a client of mine is saying, it's like, oh, I'm learning to listen to my body. And my body is telling me, my intuition is telling me, I just didn't know how to communicate and listen to it. Yeah. Listen to your patterns, listen to your thoughts, listen to your emotions, learn how to change them, listen for the resistance. What to do with the resistance is to recode. And there's a 5-step strategy through the recode is the fastest one that I know of how to change massive stuff rapidly. And it's all around in the right structure. When you're in the right structure, you can recode that out of the way, but you've got to be in the right structure. So that's why structure is so important. The right structure. This is a creative structure, curiosity, openness, and that there is no problem. There is nothing to fix, because when we're in an unresolvable loop, when we're in the wrong structure, what has to exist for a problem to exist? For a solution to exist, there has to be a problem. For a problem, there always has to be a solution. And for a solution, there has to be a problem. Therefore, we always have a problem. And if I'm always looking for solutions, there's always got to be a problem to have a solution. Well, if I solved all my problems, would I have what I wanted? This is the hook of avoiding. We think we're avoiding it and we're not going for it. So we're somewhere in between and never really know where we're at. It's called oscillation. So why not just lay it down and go for what we want rather than everything else around it, or leaving it up to chance, which is what we're doing anyway. When you see structure, when you change structure, and when you know how to change, that's when it's massive. That's when it's transformational. That's when it's scalable. Have a great day.